Alola, this is the Shining Ally, and today we'll be featuring another TCGO Pokemon Trading Card Game Online battle. A couple more battles, and today I want to introduce to you the other deck that I am currently running on the Versus rank. So, again, if you guys want to let me know what your comments are of the video, the layout of the video with the cameras, let me know. We're still trying to figure out the details with that. But without wasting any more of your precious time, let's get started with this fighting ground type deck that I have put together. A Zygarde EX deck. Now we are going to go ahead and look for our first opponent and see where that may lead us. Our opponent is going to bring a fire, water, and colorless deck. And we have a mono ground fighting type. I'm not sure which type it is. So right now, if I remember right, neither of us have weaknesses or resistances to each other, so this should be a fair battle. But it's always going to come down to the luck of the draw. We'll go ahead and play our only basic that we were able to draw, and that is the Croagunk. We'll go ahead and get started. And he opens up with the Turtonator GX. What does this do? During your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by attacks, put 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Eee. And then, wow, okay. And then my opponent just played a, what did they just play? Ooh, good gravy. Kiawe. Wow, that's a quick load up Turtonator. We're in trouble right now. Oh, we're in trouble. The only thing we can do is pull out this Zygarde, because that's the deck that we're going to run with. Alrighty. Okay. We'll go ahead and draw two energy. And I already predicted my opponent attack in the next turn, so we're going to discard these 2 cards just so we can have another Pokemon on the bench to be able to take the hit before we load up and attack. Yeah. I am curious though. This card bank can withstand attacks from GX Pokemon, but I doubt it. And we will end our turn right there. A little more of a defensive play, but we gotta build up, set up, and to attack back. The choice band that he attached to Turtonator. Okay. Eee. Quite a bit there. He has a Volcanion in the back. That's an old-fashioned good card. So all we can do right now is to say no more. What is that move he has there? Attach 5 energy cards from your discard pile to Pokemon in any way you like. That's actually pretty nice. Huh. Yeah, we were able to live that. Nice. If only we were able to switch. If only. So we'll go ahead and add the Carping Break in here to just add a little intimidation to my opponent. I think that's all we really can do right now. I do want to add the Regirock EX to my deck to power up any moves I will attack with. We'll go ahead and end our turn right here because we can still not attack. What will my opponent want to do here? He has all the Volcanions in the back, powering up. He has Guzma. I was afraid that he might have Guzma. Guzma forces in the Zygarde. He'll float stone away the Volcanion. And that should knock out the Zygarde. Well, there's little else we can do there. Lame. Okay. Most we can do is just try and learn. Okay. I don't know what to do here, guys. Attach those to Regirock, because that's all we can do right now. My opponent has a very solid deck because he's allowed himself to switch with the Guzma and then switch back out in order to attack with the Pokemon that he wants. So that's a fairly new strategy since Guzma is a fairly new card. So I gotta understand and figure out how to counter that strategy. My opponent's in really good shape right now. Very good shape. Yeah, we're pretty much in hot water here, but hey, learning a lot of new stuff at the least. Okay. So we'll go ahead and just Bedrock Press, which will do 100 plus a couple more with the damage increase. And of course we take damage because he did the Shell Trap. My opponent says I well played. That's really cool of him. I have no idea how to comment back. Let's say, why can I not? I'm really not sure. But he will go ahead and take the knockout, and he'll take his last two prize cards and win. The prize cards are just a counter to see how many more Pokemon you can knock out, and you get awarded to add to your deck and to your hand. And GX and EX cards, if you knock out one of those, give you 2 cards instead of 1 prize card draw for any other Pokemon. Alright, so that was a fun battle. But I think we shall try again with the Zygarde deck, because I believe that this deck is actually pretty fun. Not perfect, by no means, but I think it's going to be one that I want to try. My opponent is going to bring another fire deck. A different opponent. Martrim. Okay. Martrim's going to call the coin flip, and he won. I won. We will go first this time. Who will we draw first? Another Krogunk. Still not sure how I feel about that Krogunk, but if we can pull it off, I think Krogunk can actually do some work if we do it just right. Okay. Alright. We'll go ahead and attach an area to the Krogunk. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out Brooklet Hill. Put that on the field in order to call more Pokemon to our aid. I do want to call the Zygarde. Now we cannot attack this turn because this is the first turn. We'll go ahead and play that, and that will end our turn for today. What will our opponent want to start with today? He has the Fennekin on the field. Nick and Will-O-Wisp first turn do some damage. He has the Tauros GX. A full art Tauros, so that actually looks pretty slick. That's what I like about the Pokemon cards. They can look very slick in the art details with them. And my opponent is going to play the end card, which will force us to put our hand that we were planning to use and shuffle it in. No! No. There's no way to get that Toxicroak now unless we draw a card next turn. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't. Lame. Okay. Alright, we'll just attach an energy from the Max Elixir to the Zygarde. Okay, and I think we will retreat this turn to bring up Zygarde. That's all we can do. We'll add Regirock EX to boost our power. Land's Pulse will do 20 plus 20 because there's a Stadium card in play. And with the Regirock's ability to add 10, we should knock out this Fennekin. I forgot that it didn't have any damage counters last turn. It will almost knock out our Fennekin. Alright, so what will our opponent do next? He has a Flareon EX. Ooh, nice. A lot of fire decks are just being used today. That's pretty cool though, but how to counter with fire other than with water, I don't know. Alter the Sun will prevent weaknesses. Huh. Fire types are actually pretty solid. I didn't realize that. Okay. Well, how will we respond? How will we respond? We'll go ahead and use Ultra Ball to discard 2 of our cards to pull up Toxicroak. And we will go ahead and evolve Croagunk and the Toxicroak for later use. We'll have the card bank in the back just in case. But we'll go ahead and Land's Pulse again, which should knock out the Fennekin finally. And it allows us to draw one of our own prize cards. And it's a Toxicroak. Alright, well, using that Ultra Ball was a little premature, but how could we have known? 2020 vision, hindsight's always a lot clearer. We need to stall a little bit. So we'll go ahead and switch out. And we'll bring up Carbank. I think he's going to open up with Tauros. Yep. Okay. We need energy. We're going to switch out on the Toxicroak. Really hoping that we'll get energy next turn. If he plays a double colorless on the Tauros, then we lose. He will evolve his Fennekin into the Braixen. I know Delphox's ability is actually pretty helpful for fire type decks, so that's probably what he's going for. And he's going to play Guzma, which is going to force him to Zygarde, bring the Flareon back in, and knock us out. Guzma is scary. It's like Lysander. Okay. So bring up Carving. We can't do anything this turn because we don't have energy attached. I have 12 energy cards in this deck, and we are not finding any energy right now. It's the symbol. Okay. Just letting me know about the weaknesses for the fire types. Don't think any of them's weak to ground anyways. And we are protected because of our ability, which that'll help us out in the long run. We're going to take a risk. Okay. I forgot we didn't have a float stone on Carbank. He's going to play Kiawe. He's going to load up some energy. He's probably going to put it on Tauros. Yep, he puts 3 on Tauros. Ends his turn there, and we are just not drawing anything good today, guys. Should have put that energy on the Carving. You're learning the hard way here today. Bring in Braixen. Braixen can attack Carving because it is not an EX Pokemon. Oh, loading back the energy that it discarded. Nice. And he will annihilate the Carving. But, you know, I'm kind of glad that we put that energy on Toxicroak because we are able now to finally attack. And we'll play Sycamore, which we are able to draw now. Attach basic energy to Regirock. We'll play Brooklet Hill. Get rid of that. Otherwise, I don't think there's much else we want to do. Nah, that's odd. Yeah, we're not in good shape. We're really depending on Toxicroak right now to do some damage. And we do not get the poison, so the Delphox should knock out the Toxicroak, and the Regirock will be his last bet. Yep. Obviously, I need to explore this deck a little bit further. Fire types are doing some work against this deck. We'll play N, because it'll punish my opponent with the number of cards he has. But we are not able to attack this turn because we don't have enough energy. And even if we call a Pokemon on the bench, if once he knocks out Regirock, he'll pull up his last 2 prize cards and finish the job right here. Thank you. I really wish I knew how to type back, otherwise I'd thank you too. I gotta look in that options, but... Alright, so we faced 2 losses today, but you know what? Learned a lot, saw a lot of really cool Fire-type decks, and we got a little bit of points there. So that is something to be thankful for. So that's all we're going to showcase today. This is the Shining Ally. Stay loyal, stay bright, and don't forget to share the light.